Hey everybody, welcome back to The Coolest Show. If you're watching this on the video, you caught me in my studio while I'm currently editing our next episodes. But anyway, I'm Dewan Cross, one of the producers of The Coolest Show, and I'd like to thank you for listening and welcome you to our home series. This is our second episode for our 10th anniversary of the album H.O.M.E, Heal Our Mother Earth. Today we're diving into this project a little bit more with two extraordinary guests. We have Antonique Smith, a Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and actress, and my sister Choklate, who's a singer with a rich, powerful voice who has made waves in the music industry. Their contributions to the album H.O.M.E are just a testament to their commitment, using their artistry to highlight, the pressing needs of our time. And leading this conversation is none other than JaRel Clay from the Hip Hop Caucus. And JaRel's insight and dedication to activism just make him the perfect host for this dialogue. Today we'll explore how these artists, and many like them, are not just musicians but artivists. And artivists are a powerful blend of artists and activists. And artivists use their creative talents to fight against inequalities, bring light to disparities that many face, and becoming a voice for those that can't speak for themselves. In a world where the climate crisis and social injustices are ever present, it is crucial for creatives to use their platform to inspire action and drive change. In today's world where the climate crisis is just so prevalent and there's just so many social injustices, it's crucial for creatives to use their platforms to inspire action and change. The H.O.M.E album is more than just music. It is a movement. It's a call to heal our Mother Earth. It's a testament to the power of art and activism. So let's get it. This is the Coolest
Show brought to you by Hip Hop Caucus. Think 100%.
It's the coolest show, keep the culture connected. It's the coolest show, in your ear, yeah, respect the expert level information, entertainment, education. Rev here, we got you covered as you hit your destination. Climate rules everything around me. Cream. For those who lost focus, close your eyes and just dream. Open your third eye, now the world is your off. Coolest show, it's the Hip Hop Caucus.
We'll start with two basic questions for both of you. We'll start with you, Antonique. Just giving the audience a sense of who you are and who is your community.
I am Antonique Smith. I am a film, television, and Broadway actress and a Grammy-nominated singer. And I am an artivist with a focus on climate change and environmental justice. And my communities, I feel like I'm a part of several. The Black community, of course, the female community, the artist community, and the artivist, activist community. So those are my peoples. All of those are my people.
I love it. And sort of operating at the intersections of those communities, how do you typically show up for those communities within your own art?
Oh man, I think all those communities are the focus of my art, actually. So somebody said, I always forget who said it, but the role of an artist is to make the movement irresistible. And I just feel like God literally put me on this earth. My purpose is to make people feel, to inspire, to touch people, to move people, to make people think so that they can act, so that they can be inspired to make change. And I feel like I'm doing that in all the ways with my art. And it's meant to touch all those communities, but really everybody. I just feel like my gifts are meant to help people understand themselves, each other, so that we can come together. Love is my platform, in a major way. And so,
you want to hug? You want to hug you right now? It's funny. There was a similar question asked earlier in the day, and I literally felt a bit intimidated, to be honest, about what I am. But I heard my sister Dawn say she's multi-hyphenated, and I am that. And a few of those things are that I'm an agitator, I'm a disruptor, I'm a truth teller, I'm a knowledge seeker. I'm a life liver in the truest sense of the word. I'm also a singer-songwriter. Well, thank you kindly. Um, and I work in our homeless community as well with a really great group of human beings that try to tackle impacting that every day. I partner with Hip Hop Caucus because I believe that the conversation they're having is important to have. And I try to carry around an extra dose of fairy dust in my back pocket to douse wherever I am.
In terms of being truth tellers, storytellers, and artists, all of that came to fruition in 2014 when you collaborated to create your home album. I would love to hear from your own words and your own perspective, being in the recording studios, working with folks like Liz and Brev and Common and Neo and everyone who was involved in the project, set included Cross as a sound and audio engineer. First, how did you get involved in the project? And then tell us a little bit about how that experience sort of shaped you as an artist.
My first ever world tour, I suppose, was with Hip Hop Caucus. I think that's what we call it. We tried to, we drove Baby Girl across the world and went to a bunch of high schools and talked to them about understanding their voice and how they could use it when they came of age. And at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't truly understand the gravity of what we were doing, but it felt right and it felt appropriate to enjoy and explore. And it was my first time participating in anything like that, but it felt purposeful and it was something that I found fed me in a way that just doing music doesn't, or just hanging out with stars doesn't. And so, I guess I'm realizing as I'm talking to you right now that sort of increased my thirst to do something, to not just be here to be seen and to be heard, because there's always someone that's better than me, right? I'm wearing this hat today because Beyonce said we could wear cowboy hats, right? Everybody's got their thing to do that's really important in the world, right? And I find that my thing is to participate in things that have substance and might make the world more of what all of our communities deserve to live in. So kind of what I'm on, and Hip Hop Caucus is very much that, as it pertains to climate and other social justice things. And home was like a culmination of all of that. And honestly, I've never been involved with an organization or a collective of people who even cared enough to sort of make those things collide, to mesh music and things that all are going to impact us and our kids and our lineage, So that just felt good. I've been in other spaces and that felt good. And that's gone with me throughout my career. I like to be in the other spaces. It's cool, but I don't quite fit in anyway. So this feels right to me. So I always find myself here with these really bomb human beings, and that feels right. So I just try to go where it feels right. And the home project and the whole process was just a big old fat dose of that. I met all these cool people that I've stayed connected to throughout the years, and our relationships have morphed and moved and changed and evolved in all these beautiful ways. And we continue to collide in ways that are really beautiful as an experience for me. And I need music and art and creativity to feel that way in order to want to continue to do it. So yeah, if I'm gonna stick around, I'm gonna have to do things like Hip Hop Caucus and organizations similar are focused on. So that was just, home was that. Home was like, here's your people, and what do you do with your people? You stay close to your people. So whenever they call, I pick up and I know they're talking about something of substance and something that might do something. And so I just always show up and true to form, here we are again. And I feel more sure of myself and more certain of myself as an artist than I ever have. So there's a different me that is emerging within this journey with them that's really fun to explore and feels like appropriate. So I don't know if that answered the question, but I don't know if I answered the question.
Oh man, That
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
that changed my life. The home album that day because what I knew about climate change. I've always been a little militant, you know, like in grade school. I went to this little Christian school and we didn't have Martin Luther King Jr.'s day off, and I organized a boycott, you know, and then the school actually implemented that day being off, you know, next year after my efforts. So I was always, you know, a little militant, but all I knew about climate change was polar bears and ice glaciers, and I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. There ain't no polar bears, ain't no ice glaciers. It didn't feel relevant. It didn't feel now. It didn't feel scary. It didn't feel like it was something that I needed to worry about or my family. And that night, to do the home album, I was invited by Malik Youssef, my bro Malik, and I got to meet Rev for the first time, and Liz, and Bill McKibben was there, and it was like, okay, cool. So I'm about to sing, I'm about to do what I do. I'm about to sing, right? About to work, you know?
Right.
And that's all I was coming to do. I didn't know how important this album was and how important the topic was. So what I really am so grateful for was, you know, sometimes you do things and, you know, they'll give you a little overview, like a little bullet points. So this is why we're doing this. Sometimes people don't even really give you bullet points. It's like, oh, thank you for being involved, and you're just kind of winging it. What I love so much and I'm so grateful for about what the caucus did that day, Rev sat me down that night and went in on how important this was. And then he made it hit home for me. The home album, no pun intended, hit home for me because he talked about Superstorm Sandy and Katrina, and I was like, oh my God, so I'm from Jersey, so I experienced Superstorm Sandy. I was like, oh my God, so wait a minute, that's climate change? Oh, and that power plant that really smells bad on the turnpike, that's like right by where, oh, and my dad had cancer, my aunt had cancer. Wait a minute, Rev. Whoa. So this ain't just about some future polar bears, ice glaciers thing. This is about me and my family. And I was like, how about hooked? I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary with the caucus of consistent work because I never looked back after that moment. There was like, what else can I do? How else can I help? Where else can I sing? Can I sing this? What else should I sing? Should I sing something else that might touch people's hearts? What should I say? We need to get, yes, I'll go on tour. I went on a tour too. It was the Act on Climate tour. Well, what else can I do? And that's been my journey for the last 10 years of trying to figure out how else I can help, how else I can inspire, how else I can move people and touch people and help people think and make people have that same realization that I had, that this is an urgent problem. And it's not just the climate changing, but it's the pollution that's causing climate change that's killing our people. It's killing my family. It's killing people. It's no clean air and no clean water in our communities. We're the sacrifice zones. Like all of those things was like, it was just bombarded me. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God. Yeah. And so it was like total life transformation to where I felt like this became a part of my path, where it wasn't like a side thing. It became a part of my life, of my path, of my everything, really. Yeah, a home album. What a night.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
The process was crazy.
What a night.
I remember Youssef pushing me all hard. I was like, I don't want to go up there. He's like, where you going up there? I was like, do you hear how low my voice? He was like, yeah, so yeah, you're going to go up there. Go. I was like, okay. But then so much came from that night that I will never, ever, ever not walk toward whatever it is to do, even if it doesn't turn out right.
Yep.
It's a part of the tapestry of a journey.
Absolutely.
And I just, there's a certain level of just like, it is what it is, and you love and you accept it. My mama say all the time, you might have to bleep this out, but you can't do shit about shit you can't do shit about. So radical acceptance is your best friend. That's Harriet 2.0, but that is a lot of what the journey is in understanding. Like, you don't have to understand it, you don't have to like it, you don't have to want to talk about it, but it is happening. And it's not going faster, it's going slower. Or it's not going slower, it's going faster. Like it's ramping up. And as the years go by, when it starts to come into your consciousness and you realize that, I mean, if you don't speak to it when you have the opportunity to, it's just weird. It's low key kind of weird. Low key a bit off.
Yeah.
If you don't care and you know.
Yeah.
If someone provides you with education and you don't participate in like actively creating the world that we all deserve to live in before you kick rocks, then it's just kind of weird. Like, what else is there to do? I mean, there's a lot of other things to do. I take that back. And you should do what works for you. Truly. But I mean, if you do have the opportunity to do this, I mean, why not?
Or to do something. Everybody has the ability to do something.
You're right.
At least vote.
And this feels like something to do. Because there's so much. I wake up in the morning, man. I'm one of them ones. I've been listening to the news. I got stuck a couple of years ago and I've just been listening to the news. I'm really into politics and history. My dad is a Vietnam vet. So this stuff really burns my blood, you know, it gets me going, right? And so I feel like so hopeless sometimes when I'm hearing what they're talking about and then they pivot to another story and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, they talk about, oh, this person did this, and this. And so now, speaking of this and this run and candidacy and business and whatever, and you're just like, how, Cletus?
Yeah.
How, Sway? We thought you had the answer, Sway.
Absolutely. You're going to talk about how home had gone for both of you. And I'm interested in hearing a little bit about your journey since home and how you've shown up for yourselves, for your communities, and also for the movement. Antonique, I know you were co-host of the Coolest Show for some time. Choklate, you've shown up to speak and perform at several Hip Hop Caucus entities since 2014. Give us a sense of what that felt like for you and how you continue to use artivism today and moving forward, especially in a year like this in an election.
Well,
Such a good question.
yeah. My journey has just been, like, the caucus has been a big part of it the entire time. I've dabbled with other, organizations. I was on the board of Mark Ruffalo's Board of Defense, so we went and tested border with this little device in Flint. Like, I literally was in somebody's house in Flint and tested border. I've done some other things, but the caucus has been like home. I mean, we keep using the word home. There's something about that word because the caucus has been like home. And I'm actually still working with the caucus. But we did the Act on Climate tour. I did my first march, and I've done several marches with the caucus since, but it was like that big where 500,000 people marched in New York in 2014, right after the H.O.M.E album came out. And then we went on the Act on Climate tour the next year. That was like a 5-month thing that started in St. Louis and ended in Paris with the COP21, where we signed the Paris Agreement. And then a couple years later, and I did little stuff in between there, but then a couple years later, I was the co-host of the Coolest Show, which was so much fun. It's my first time hosted a podcast. I've definitely been, interviewed on podcasts, but being a host was really fun, and me and Rev and had a lot of fun doing that. So I've just continuously been doing things with the caucus, and then now, more recently, I've been doing videos with the caucus and other different activations, and me and Dawn are doing things together, and it's been like home. It's really, that's why I feel like this is truly also, we're celebrating the Hip Hop Caucus 20th anniversary, and I'm truly celebrating my 10th anniversary with the caucus because it's been a constant in my life for the last 10 years, and I'm grateful. It's home. Pun intended. Pun outside. Oh, and what I'm doing, I'm going back to do some music too.
Yeah.
Some music.
Talk about it.
Some movement music. That's where when you say future is too, that was the past, and then the future is, more of the same, and also
Love it.
and movies too, and TV, based on environmental justice and climate and all of that. Yeah, so that's what's coming up. Love it. What's coming.
How about you, Choklate?
I've, if I'm honest, the Hip Hop Caucus calls I answer, and that's just how it's been since I've met them. But my journey has taken a lot of really wild twists and turns. So I have tried to walk away from music quite a bit, to be honest with you. If I tell the truth about it, because music can be very demanding and not always reciprocal. So we do have a bit of a love-hate thing. Like, I really love it in the DNA of me, but it hasn't always been kind, right? So life went in all these other directions, right? And now um, I've become a certified yoga and meditation instructor. I've really delved into that world, and whenever Hip Hop Caucus calls, I answer. And then I've gone off and gone into my career field trooper that I really love, and Hip Hop Caucus, and I answer, right? And then not too long ago, I met Dawn, and now she is calling on behalf of Hip Hop Caucus, and I answer. And I've gotten to really just meet and stay connected with amazing people who want to be a part of trying to make the world we're all trying to live in, right? So it's funny, Hip Hop Caucus has been there from the gate, and has always just been home. When I go back there, it's like, hey, what up, Rev? What up, Wiz? And then all the new people that have continued to come into the fold, you know? It's exciting to see them evolve and to see them navigate the bumps, the highs, the lows, the expansions, the rein it in to focus and recalibrate and pivot. It's been really fun to watch them navigate all of that and to stay conscious of and with their goal in mind, and to help us all to continue to stay focused and connected to it. This is not a long enough interview to tell you where my entire career has gone, honestly, or where my life has gone as a human being or a woman, honestly. But hip hop always calls, and I always answer, and that will always be the case.
In a world where time presses affects you personally, how do you use that as motivation to fight the crisis, both within and outside of it? And we learned at the conference.
Wow, that's a hard question to answer, if I'm honest, because I haven't truly ever been impacted by a great, climate catastrophe. And I want to say yet, but I also don't want to say yet. I want to say yet to be humble, but I don't want to say yet to manifest it, right? Yeah. Right. But also, I do understand that, similar to gun violence, it's a thing that is ramping up in the world that we're going to have to get a bit innovative to impact in a positive way, right? So I know that the world as it sits right now is this beautiful manifestation of a dream. I also know it is the consequence of said dream, and perhaps a little bit of irresponsibility about how to manage the resource that is Mother Earth, you know what I mean? And I understand we are the type of country we are. Money is good, money's nice, we all like money. But I do think it's important, and the kids are all right, man. The kids are gonna walk us through this, and we're gonna be all right. But I do think right now, it's kind of all of our responsibility to stay a part of it, because it may not have hit my family yet, but something has. Cancer has, something has. And so the climate impacts us all. The fact that my sister's whole family has dealt with cancer. When I meet her story, right? I'm an empath. So we all have felt it in ways. And so, I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of your responsibility to do it when you have opportunity to, right? And then also to seek out opportunity to do that. So the way that I do it is I teach humans to breathe, right? And I really love it. Didn't see it coming, and I really love it. And I've learned how to do it because I love the process of learning that, seeking that knowledge and sharing it with my community. Because you ask a lot of good questions, but if you're not breathing in between, then your body might get mad at you, and then you might have to take a break from asking questions. And the questions you ask are really important, right? So everywhere I go, I seek opportunity to help people to learn how to regulate their nervous system and their body so they can stay in whatever fight they're in, and maybe even join one.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
So beautiful.
High five.
So what is our responsibility as artists to ensure that future generations are inheriting an environment where they thrive and their intersections are there with them authentically?
I personally think it's a big responsibility. I think it's something we have to do.
Yeah.
I grew up on Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, And in that era, like if you look at today's music, you probably could count on your hands the amount of people who were doing that kind of thing, who were using their music to provoke change. It's rare. It's not like it was in the 60s and the 70s where it was like almost everybody seemed to be doing it. Like it was a thing, and it helped. It helped the change. Yeah, like it helped. It helped the movements of the time. And we might not be where we are today if those artists hadn't all done so many different songs and different albums that provoke people to say, I gotta do something better. Yeah. I gotta make this I gotta get out there and help.
Try.
Yeah. I gotta get on this bus. I gotta sit at this counter. I gotta get in this march, whether they hose me down, the dogs bite me, I gotta get up out of here and I gotta do something.
The music was part of that.
The music was a part of that.
Right.
And it's not like that anymore.
True.
But we gotta do all that we can. It's not like that anymore because it's so much about money, you know. Capitalism is such a thing in our country. And it's like, if it ain't about to make a bunch of money, then we ain't doing it. So it's gonna take people to sacrifice to not worry about record sales and Billboard charts and all of those things and make music that is gonna inspire people to act. Because what's happening to our world, our planet, which affects our existence, and then what's happening in our, the people of color and poor communities, and we have to do something. Yeah. And so the artists can change people's hearts. Like that's what storytelling is all about. It's about changing people's hearts and minds and helping people like really connect and see each other. So if you can understand that this is affecting me and you care about me as a human being, and you'll help. You'll get out there and be an ally. And that goes for a bunch of movements. We need our allies out here. So yeah, that's what to me, that's the honor of being an artist, the honor that God put a gift in you that actually touches people. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody has that gift of storytelling. It's an honor. And I think to use it to make the world better. Come on. Come on. The least I can do. At least we can all do. In some way.
Something.
You know?
I think the kids are all right. I'm inspired by them. I got to participate in this thing called All Access Fest. This organization called Music Forward put it on. Live Nations, 501c3, whatever. They put on this event, and there was like 1,000 high school and college kids that really want to get in the industry that came to learn about all these different departments of the industry, from the HR department to front-facing artists, right? And what I saw in the room was a different sense of self than I remember at their age, right? And a different sense of confidence as far as what it is that they care about and what it is that is important to them. And I saw a little less concern with what I thought about it, which could just have something to do with the difference in age, right? But it felt different. It felt like I respect who and what you are, and I honor that in you, but I am also me and this and that. And what I find is my job is to be able to look at them as human beings with their own ability to form thought and to honor that in them and to collaborate with them to support whatever that is, right? And to have honest conversations and try to use every little moment to educate, whether it be, this is how you breathe when the energy starts running underneath your skin, this is how you breathe, this is Ujjayi breathing, right? Whether it's just to teach you how to calm your nervous system or, to pick a better product or whatever the case may be, to take care of your skin and your hair without participating in the lie that you have to have a ton of chemicals to do that. Whatever the conversation is, the kids will find their way. They are seekers. They are naturally inherent seekers, the most of them, which is different from what I remember. So I think just showing up with them and looking them in the eyes as those that will create the future and trying to find a way to collaborate with them on it if they'll allow it. And to just support them if they're not down with it, because everybody's not gonna like who you are and what you do, what you're about. So just make safe spaces for originality and honesty and truth to exist, and support if it's not your thing, but you agree with it, and then get in the conversation and collaborate if it is your thing. And I mean, I don't know. I think we all just try to show up in the way that feels like your A game in life as you're trying to get to where you're trying to get. You know, you bring your A game to every space.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this conversation, when I come to it, I really am trying to be forward thinking and honest and participate in the process. And I kind of feel like that's the best I can do. And I think my best is enough.
Creating safe spaces to thrive, but
Yeah.
also making folks feel at home.
Absolutely.
And I talk about it along the way. Brainstorm, mastermind, like it's fun for me to meet brilliant minds that want to talk about something worth talking about. It's fun stuff. Pardon my French.
Yes, this has been a fun
You don't have
day.
to pardon any French.
No, I would have cut the last one had you told me that earlier.
Keep it honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to say that maybe you didn't get to fit in? We could definitely include that. Otherwise, this was great.
I just want to say thanks to Hip Hop Caucus for honestly like keeping the conversation going and for not just being one of those flash in the pan organizations that get a good check and do a thing and then go away. It's really an honor to continue to show up here and to continue to evolve alongside them. It's really been a dope experience, and so I just appreciate both Liz and Rev. You know, they're not babies no more. You know, none of us are. So it's nice to just see that they are focused on continuing to pass it on and to, you know, create a legacy that's going to mean something maybe in the future. So I want to say thanks, and then, you know, just thanks for taking me along every now and then. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to continue to participate.
Happy 20th birthday.
Happy 20th.
Hip Hop Caucus.
High five. Good job. Keep doing it. Y'all are killing it.